I'm Dr. Grace NG. I'm a brain health specialist and I'm proudly part of the endota wellbeing conversation. With a background in IT and neuroscience, I'm here to help patients understand their brain better and apply modern day technologies to better improve their brain function. In this conversation, we'll explore the neurological impact of slowing down. We'll discuss how stillness, breath, and restorative practices influence brain activity, emotional regulation, and overall well-being. Stillness is an interesting phenomenon. Neurologically, you're activating the parasympathetic system as well as telling the sympathetic system to take a backseat. So it doesn't happen immediately, but what you're trying to do is get to a point where your default mode network starts stepping forward as the way that your brain is essentially engaging with the world. So default mode network is much more reflective. It's allowing introspection. It is a great sign to your brain that it is time for rest and repair rather than flight, fright, freeze. It's important in order to know that stillness means different things to different people as they've practiced it. Stillness might mean silence for some. Some people might feel that that silence is way too overwhelming. So let's just generally agree that stillness is whatever it means for you in order to feel like you can feel safe and think about yourself, think about your internal world. A number of different people are going to use models for the nervous system that might confuse you. They are going to talk about, you've got a rest time and you've got a time where you're going to freeze and fly, and there's going to be times where you want to flop, which is what they essentially say is that when everything is so overwhelming, all you'd want to do is just be a puddle on the floor. It's much more important for you to define those particular boundaries for yourself. And as much as I can tell you about what will happen in terms of stillness and how it's about parasympathetic optimization and your brain waves go into alpha and theta states, it's more important for you to know that somatically stillness for you feels like you feel safe. From a science point of view, stillness is a point in which your heart rate variability starts to improve, and that feeling of coasting, that feeling of taking your foot off the accelerator, it appears in your inflammatory markers, dropping your heart rate, decreasing your blood pressure, decreasing your ability in order to start the processes that are conducive to you resting and repairing. Breathwork, meditation, quiet time, quiet cup of coffee or tea, they all have the ability in order to allow your body, your brain in particular, to hit a point where you can start that resting cycle and regenerative cycle. So the brain operates across different types of waves. Like we're sending electrical information to every little part of the brain, all through the body. Different waves mean different kind of states of repair or different activity. Beta waves, focus. Alpha theta, much more associated with sleep, regeneration, rest. And stillness, plus its practices like breathwork, like meditation, like yoga, can induce states like alpha and theta states in the short term. And with training, you can actually turn that on fairly quickly. Stillness is really important for emotional balance in particular because it allows the captain, the prefrontal cortex, to regain control of the ship. Stillness for some is sitting still and letting it all kind of come in, observing the environment, taking a deep breath, feet on the floor, grounded, hands on the knees. For others, it's singing in a choir, being part of something bigger than yourself, that sense of awe, being inside an amazing church or a building that takes your breath away. And for others, stillness might mean the moving meditation of a yoga or surfing. So really the point is to find your stillness and find that moment where thoughts wash over you and you don't have to worry about the world for the moment. You can just focus on you. What you're looking for is the ability to both chemically as well as metaphorically clear the deck. Start by reprioritizing the things that really mean something to you And one of the moments of stillness is that ability to realize that, as overwhelming as everything that you have experienced recently has been, maybe it's burnout, maybe it's an acute stressor, that you've got this and that this moment will also pass. And that ability to actually go, okay, there's just one thing that I need to do right now and just get that one thing done. So it's super important that you find those moments of stillness, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed. In the long run, what you're looking for is essentially signs of neural repair. And we've actually seen that there's been research that's shown grey matter density increasing. That is, that the parts of the brain that does the thinking improving in volume. And you can recover aspects of your brain function associated with long-term regeneration repair by doing that kind of work, in supplementation of other activities, of course. The result of stillness practice long term is better decision making, sharper decision making, and that ability to emotionally regulate yourself, being able to tip over to one side and finding center again more quickly, more frequently. Understanding how the body works helps us care for it more intentionally. Explore more simple ways to support your health and longevity with the Endota Wellbeing Conversation.